Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to attempt the builder box on Hack the Box. Now, what's going to be a little bit different from my approach compared to probably every other content creator out there with a walkthrough video on builder is I have not gone through this ahead of time. So when I approach machines on Hack the Box, when I'm on stream, when I'm doing recordings, basically all of my recordings are me approaching a machine, a box, a room completely live, and I give you my thoughts, I share with you my frustration, you see my full methodology, you see the silly mistakes I make in the process. And the reason I do it this way is a few reasons. Number one, I suck at video editing. So like if I did the shorter video, I'd have to edit it, and I'm just terrible at editing videos. But more importantly, when I was getting into pen testing and cybersecurity, I would go through a machine on Hack the Box or Try Hack Me, and then I would get stuck. And I would look at a video walkthrough, and the content creator would take like 10 minutes to solve this machine that I'm stuck on for the past 5 hours at initial access. But what that content creator does not show you is, yeah, they showed you how to solve the machine in 10 minutes because they spent 5 hours on it, and they have all of their steps pulled up on a second monitor, and they're just looking at the steps as they go through the screen. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it gave me like serious imposter syndrome when I was trying to get into the field because they didn't show all the mistakes they made. And so what I do is I'm giving you my raw initial reaction to a machine for the first time and seeing if I can solve it. I don't even know if I'll solve it in this video. If there's a part 2, that means you know I didn't solve it in the first video. But here we are on the builder machine on Hack the Box, and at the time of this recording, this is a free machine that you can do. It's a retired machine, but it's free. So for those of you in the live stream, I encourage you, get it pulled up. Let's work on this together. My only rule is please don't drop major spoilers in the chat. Try not to look at a walkthrough unless we get completely stuck, which there's always a good chance we'll get stuck. And hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and pause my video, get the machine launched, and then resume the video. And it's kind of like we're sitting down together working on this machine together. But here it is. It's the builder machine on Hack the Box. It is rated a medium. So the first thing I want to do is let's add this to our Etsy host. Now, if you're new to all of this, the Etsy host file on Linux is what resolves IPs to host names, just so we don't have to remember this IP, although this would be a pretty easy IP to remember each time we're enumerating the machine. So let me open a new tab. I'm just going to call this terminal. We're going to CD over to home. We'll go to Hack the Box. We'll make a directory for our machine as well. And then we'll do sudo nano Etsy host. And we'll drop down to this, drop in our IP, and we'll call it builder.hackthebox. Save that, ping. All right, we have that. Now, the first thing we want to do is we're going to start doing our scans as well as setting up our notes. Now, for scanning, there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. I like to use Rust scan. -A for our target, so it's builder.hackthebox, and then this dash right here says, hey, whatever open ports you find, I want you to run this nmap enumeration script on it, and we're just going to do -A. That just means they're all the enumeration scripts at each open port, and let's go ahead and give that a shot. We'll let that run, and while it runs, let's go ahead and set up our notes right here. I use Notion for note taking. I'm going to create a new page, and we will call it builder on Hack the Box. Apparently my VM is a little bit laggy, probably because I'm doing Rust scan. And we'll make this full width, and we're going to drop our nmap results in here, and then we'll make separate pages or sub pages for each service as we enumerate it. All right, while this does its thing, let me look over at chat, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Yama J's, I don't know how to say your name, said Matrix YouTube video on live. You got it. It is the Matrix. Welcome. Fyro said, in terms of being a pen tester, do you need to have a great knowledge about Windows internals and all to bypass AV, get a reverse shell? Nope. You might need that to be a great red teamer, but not to be a great pen tester. A lot of pen testing is web apps anyways. You don't even need knowledge of Windows to do most web apps. So definitely not a prerequisite, but it's still helpful if you do an internal or a red team engagement. All right, so we just have 2 services running. That makes our enumeration a little more simple. Happy about that. Let's go over to this. I'm going to type code. There we go. Drop that in. Separate it out here, and then what I'm going to do is make a separate tab for each one of these. So we'll go here and we'll do SSH port 22, drop the information in there. Actually, I want to do code on that as well, and we'll also make it full width. Okay, Beautiful. And we'll make one for our web server as well. Now for SSH, sometimes, I shouldn't even say sometimes, very rarely is that going to be your initial access. I know there are some SSH vulns. There's a good room on Try Hacking that teaches you one of those, but generally speaking, SSH is not going to be your initial access on a CTF or on an exam like the OSCP. But if you do find credentials, then you want to use that SSH to see if you can get SSH access with those credentials. And then we have a web server running on 80, which this is going to be our way in. I don't know exactly how we're going to get in, but I know it's going to be something with this. I see it's running Jenkins. So once we get initial access to that, Jenkins is like RCE as a service. Like here, if we can get authentication, we're going to be able to get RCE pretty easily with Jenkins. With Groovy script, I believe is what it's called. We have one disallowed entry in robots.txt. But what I like to do is let's go ahead and make our to-do list of things that we want to check. And I like to make this before I start my scans or before I start enumerating. This is a big tip for those of you who are studying for the OSCP. But like the OSCP, for example, is known to have a bunch of rabbit holes, and you need to focus on enumeration. Well, it's easy if you don't make a list of things to check to fall into a rabbit hole. And if you're taking an exam like the OSCP, it's a 24-hour exam. So you might be 16 hours into it and you fall into a rabbit hole and your mind just isn't working well. You're in a place of brain fog and you forget the main things you wanted to check in the first place, and you'll mess up your enumeration and possibly fail the exam as a result. So I try to always be in the habit of making a to-do list before I even start looking at the web server. So if we get stuck on one thing, we can easily jump to the next thing, and we make the to-do list when our mind is fresh. So what I want to do is we'll use GoBuster. Actually, I've been enjoying DirScan, I think it is. Is it DirScan? Hold up. No, what? It's a Python script. Now I can't even think of what it's called. Hold up. Is it dir search? Yeah, dir search. There we go. Do I have it installed? I do. Okay. I've been enjoying dir search. Just personal preference. So it's dir search for directories, and we'll use my vhost fuzzer for vhost, which is really just fuff under the hood. We will check robots.txt. We see there's one disallow entry up there, so we'll want to check robots.txt, see if there's anything interesting there. We will check source code, and we'll check vulnerabilities in versions and figure out the Jenkins version. Check for vulnerabilities there, and we'll check it in Jetty 10.0.18. Those would be the main things to get us started. We could always run like nuclei, but we'll just use Nicto, nice and simple. We probably don't need to use something like nuclei on this, although we always could. All right, I think that's a good place to start. Let's get some of these scans kicked off here. So let's rename this tab dir search, and we'll do dir search http builder.hackthebox wordlist user share wordlist dirbuster directory list 2.3 medium. Okay, if I would learn how to use tools, that would be a good starting point. I forgot to specify that this is a URL. Oh, that's right. It's also running on port 8080. See, guys, this is a thing you don't notice when you watch the 10-minute like walkthrough video, these silly mistakes. So the reason it didn't work is, remember, this is running on port 8080, so we have to specify the port there. All right, we got that going. We'll go ahead and open up another one, and we'll call this vhost and locate I think I actually have it in my path. Oh, it's just in tools. All right, that works. So we'll do home, Tyler, tools, vhost fuzzer. And if you want this, you can get it from my GitHub. My GitHub is github.com, tenebrae93. In the offensive tools, you can download my vhost fuzzer. It's literally just fuff under the hood, but I always forget the syntax, so that's why I made it. Our domain is builder.hackthebox. Our word list is we'll use the same word list. directory list 2.3 medium, and our URL is HTTP builder on port 8080, and our FS filter, we don't know what that is yet, so I'm just going to do 1. All right, so that FS filter is saying we want to filter by size, so we can filter by this size right here, 14975, so 14975 like that. And that still isn't going to work for us. Can I do a range? 14960 to 14980. I don't even know if this is a possibility. Okay, it is. Beautiful. So we have that. Let's go ahead and kick off Nikto as well. Nikto is a very basic web vulnerability scanner. It may not find anything, but I always like to just run it in the background. Sometimes it'll find something that I missed in my manual enumeration or in another tool. So we have dir search, vhost, and Nikto. And now we can begin doing some of our manual enumeration. Oh, look at this. We have some more false positives. What was my range before? I said 14. Let's just do this. 14. We did 980, and that's 9. Okay. We'll do a range like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up Cato. Which John Hammond made a video about Cato this week. It's like for the first time ever in my life, I beat John Hammond at something. I've been using Cato for like the past year. This is fine. Yeah, I know. I turned on the background music just so I can listen to it. It says it's copyright free. But generally with this kind of music, the only thing that happens is YouTube will say, hey, your video can't be monetized, which I just don't care if it's monetized or not. So that's all that will happen if it detects the music. It's not like a copyright strike. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for background music. So oftentimes I don't like to hear it because my headphones kind of throw off. Like when I'm talking, I can't hear myself well, and it throws me off a little bit. But I felt let's throw some good lo-fi music in the background and just vibe right while we do this. Let me go ahead and create a project, which there is an update available. I should update my instance, honestly. Let's go ahead and do this. Is it going to download? It's downloading. Can I uninstall? I don't know what it's called. Maybe I can just install it on top of it. I don't know if it'll work. Otherwise, I'll just use the older version. Oh, geez. That's the latest one, right? Oh. All right, let me just close this out. If I search for it here, there's two different kinds of Cato. There's a Cato desktop, which is what we want. Let's see if this is the right one. Start. Yeah, I didn't used to use Cato desktop. Oh, I didn't. Apparently the update, I didn't update it properly, but who cares? We're just gonna roll with it. Let me create a project. We'll call it Builder. It'll have all the main features we need anyways. All right, we'll go over to Intercept, drop this back, and we'll open up the built-in browser here. We'll use Chrome. Oh yeah, so I used to use a CLI. The reason I like the desktop version is just because it has a built-in browser. Because I always forget to freaking turn off the proxy on my Firefox. Looking over at comments, Doc G Money said, I watched Hammond's video on Cato. Do you think it's worth the swap? I mean, it depends on your context, right? Like as a professional web app pen tester, I still prefer Burp Suite for some of the extensions, but that's because I have my company pays for Burp Suite Pro for me. But if I didn't have a paid version of Burp Pro, yeah, I would definitely switch to Cato. I think it's also called Kaido. I think I've been saying it wrong this entire time. Oh, and Bottleneck just said Cato Pro. So the Pro edition is free for 1 year for students too. So that's awesome. And even if you pay for it, like I think they've raised prices some to help support the project. But I got in when it was only like $10 a month. And because I got in then, my prices don't raise. But either way, it's still super affordable. But the free version of it still offers a lot of features. Like for example, you're not rate limited on everything like you are on Burp, which is nice. All right, and let's just throw this over here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, maybe if I did the right port. Oh, now my cat wants to make an appearance. Everybody say hi to the hacking cat who always likes to sit on my lap. Oh. Okay, so here we are. I don't know why I said, oh, I was thinking I didn't have to authenticate, but I'm guessing I'll have to. But we do have Jenkins, kind of like what we guessed. We have a Jenkins version down there, so that stands out to me, 2.441. Let's go ahead and add that to our notes. Jenkins 2.441. I think it was like that, wasn't it? 2.441. So we have that information, which is good. And can we actually access anything here? Oh, and we have a user named Jennifer. Of a Jenkins user ID of Jennifer. So let's go ahead and grab a screenshot of that. Go like that. And we'll just say, hey, we have some username enumeration here. And we'll drop that over in our notes. Man, my VM's been really slow today. Like I do stuff and it takes forever to go through. My one request to Cato is, can you please set my images so they automatically go to the side? I don't want them, if my title's not in the middle of the page, why the frick would I want the image in the middle of the page? Right, so we have a user enumeration. We know the user's name is Jennifer. That's good, we'll keep that in mind. Let's see what else we have. Let's go back to our dashboard. Arc said just submitted 9 out of the 10 flags on the CBBH, the bug bounty cert through Hack the Box with a 46-page report. Amazing, dude. Awesome job. That's incredible. And like that exam is not easy at all. So that's amazing. Killing it. Can we see build history? Nope. Okay. Can you just give me credentials if I click credentials? Does that work? Credentials not be recorded as used anywhere. SSH username with private key. All right. Well, we know they might be in here somewhere if we can get access. Yeah, I usually use dark mode. Cat, get off my lap. All right, go back to dashboard. There's not much else going on here. I'm thinking we could brute force. We don't want robots to click build links. Just go to login. So there's a login page there. If we go back over at our scan stuff, yeah, blah, blah, that's outdated. Okay, vhost stuff, false positives, and dir search. We have index, login, none of that's really interesting. Computer, do we have API access? Okay. Timeline. Me, but that won't work. Script, of course, we need to be logged into. How about manage? Okay, it wants us to log in. What the heck is oops? Is that just an error message? Okay, yeah, it's just an error message. Secured appearance, CLI, builds, properties. Okay, none of that stuff looks super helpful to me. So if we go back to what we were going to do, right, I guess we didn't check source code. I doubt there's going to be anything in there. Let's go ahead and look up this version of Jenkins real quick. All right, we got something there. We have an arbitrary file read. Okay, let's check both of these exploits out. In the OSCP, are you allowed to switch Kali machines? Like if you're using VMware and need to use VirtualBox? I don't know, but I would just stick with one because the proctor will get confused. Is this unauthenticated? I mean, this looks like it might be promising. What's this other one? Oh, wait, is this the same one? Yeah, it looks like it. Here, let's use this one. I like that they include ASCII art. And it says hack the planet. Let's check it out. Do nano exploit.py. Python 3 exploit.py. All right, so we just need to give it a target URL and a target file. All right. No, not THM, we're on Hack the Box. Come on, Tyler. Okay. All right. Let's give this a shot. So the I thought this one gave you like an interactive shell to download files. Let me just try that first. Builder.hackthebox8080. This is supposed to be doing something. This is a Linux machine, right? Yeah. Oh, shoot. It worked. Right? Yeah, I see Jenkins right there. All right, let's add this to our notes. Oops, I want to do that as code though. And we want to include the exploit that we're using as well for good documentation. So if we jump back over, it was this one from exploit.db. All right, so that's our exploit. And now with file read, what we have var Jenkins home. Let's check that out. If we do there's user.text. Oh no, I want to do code. And then we'll keep messing with the SSH stuff. But now that I at least have user, let's go ahead and grab this and drop it into here. I would say that one was pretty easy. We don't have like full RCE access, but it's only a matter of time. Okay, so we don't have that. We don't have any other interactive users either. But where does Jenkins stuff store like password information? Oh, let's add my slash. Okay. All right, so storing secrets, blah, blah. Keys are stored in Jenkins home secrets along with the master keys to protect said keys. The directory should be configured so that only the OS user the Jenkins shell is running as has read and write access. Works for us. The master key, sometimes referred to as key encryption, is stored unencrypted on the Jenkins controller file system in Jenkins home secrets master key. Can I get the master key? Boom. All right, we have the master key. Now, if I can figure out, I saw that root secret. All right, the crypto trees ASC and random IVs. Oh. With a file name corresponding to their confidential key ID. Common key IDs. Surely it's not like this. Just kind of froze. It didn't tell me file not found, but it also didn't give me the file. Okay. I think that probably broke in transmission though. Alright, we need to break out. Good old ChatGPT. Let me just stop sharing for just a second while I authenticate. Okay. All right, I mean, let's just try this. And then we'll try some other just file reading stuff. All right, so we're gonna... Why does that not copy that there? Yeah, so I don't think it's actually, like when I'm trying to do this file read, it's not giving me the full file information. Let's go this route. To see environmental variables, do we have anything here? Every once in a while I get lucky and see some credentials. Okay. Nothing interesting there. YOLO. So it must be like if it... Guys, it's loading. That means it worked. Just kidding. Alright. It's always worth a try. Always worth it. Oh, I broke the machine now. Or the machine broke itself. Come on. This exploit was just working. You guys literally saw it working. And now it's broken. Are you joking me? Come on. You stupid freak. All right, well, I guess... Is the machine still up? My script just stopped working? All right, whatever. Maybe we can decrypt that still. If I go... Let's see from their docs. Oh yeah, where's that credentials.xml file at? Give me Etsy password, homie. Fake Dempsey said, yo, no way. Is this the same guy who was just on Zach's channel today? I'm the same one. The same dude. Why did my exploit break? You guys saw this working. Look. I'm not doing anything different. Wait, what was I doing different? What is going on with this witchcraft, y'all? Now it's working again. All right. I don't know what happened. Okay. So it's in our Jenkins home. All right, bet. Yes. Beautiful. All right, so with this, we can decrypt this with our key. All right, let's see. The one way you can do it is in the script console. We got a few scripts here. Five years ago. So this is 6, a master key and the Hudson Util secret. Sorry for those of you in chat. I'll look at chat in a second. Once I figure out what I'm doing. All right, and the secret might just be this string right here. I don't even know what the freak that means. Fake Dempsey said, that's crazy. I wasn't even looking for your channel. Man, crazy how that works. The magical network fairies are slipping bits on you. They were. Oh, Script Kid dropped some hack trick stuff. Let me grab that. Maybe that has a script that isn't 8 years old. Also, both those files are needed. So that would be, am I looking at the wrong one? No. It'd be that private key, right? That's the secret. Do I need to use the whole file? The only other time I've done this is when I had access to the Jenkins stuff, so I just did this command. Okay, if you have the needed passwords, use this script to decrypt the secrets. So I do need the Hudson util secret, but I don't know if I have the Hudson util secret right. Like, I don't. Mouse pad. All right, so we're gonna do master.key. I don't know where I saved the Hudson util secret at. Okay. So we'll give it our master key, Hudson thing. Oh, do we need to give it the full file? Does it need the full? I guess we can stop this. Let's probably stop that. The frick does that mean? Is there something I'm doing wrong here, guys? Obviously, this is the way in. I think, jeez, I got something in my eye. I think when I'm getting this Hudson Util secret from that janky file read script, it's not getting it correctly. If you need a small hint, let me know. Don't want to spoil the box. Give me just a second, and I'll tell you when I'm ready for it. I'm pretty sure I'm doing the right thing. I just need to figure out the proper way to decrypt this crap. Invalid XML format. On which one? That's valid. Shouldn't really matter if I do this. You have to put that thing inside there. I don't think the file is taking files as an input. It should be taken as input. There's an easier way though. Am I overthinking it, Harshal? If I can get credentials.xml, I can log into the box. Maybe I'm gonna, no, this can't be a rabbit hole. This is clearly the way in. Bottleneck, can you just tell me if I'm in a rabbit hole? That's my only hint I'm requesting. I don't want to waste my time. This sure seems to be the way in. This freaking Hudson util file. This is a rabbit hole? What? Well, that's lame. It would have been cool. It seemed like the obvious attack path. Alright. Let's get out of this rabbit hole. I'm glad you told me because I would have spent even more time trying to figure this out. The box is named Builder. So... I don't think we know the job names. Let's check. Medical R said, I love the work you're doing, Tyler. You could change people in the end, but you decided not to, or you could charge people, but you decided not to do that for people trying to break into the field. Thank you. Hey, well, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. So if I get build information, like that has to be stored somewhere, right? That doesn't help me. Oh, we need to know the name of the builds. That won't obviously list anything. No, I don't have admin access to the Jenkins portal. Yeah, if I had admin access, I'd have RCE. What up, Chris, over on YouTube? Thanks for joining, my friend. Need to figure out how to exploit the build, so maybe I just need to read some. Was there more information on Jenkins here? Okay, we found Jennifer. I wonder... I don't think I could register an account, could I? No. Try to brute force. I guess just in the background. I don't think that's going to be the way in. All right, set our host builder dot hack the box r port 8080. Set username Jennifer. Set passive file user share. Oh shoot! No way. Oh my goodness, it actually worked. I had that initial thought in the beginning, hey, I could brute force Jennifer, but I was like, I don't know. Usually in Hack the Box machines, you don't brute force. So I should have just followed my gut instinct when I first saw that and brute forced my way in. All right. Now that I have that, we'll be able to get full access. Let me just make sure we fill out our notes. Right. Make that a little bit smaller though. And align it to the left. And now we'll just grab a screenshot. So it told me I should change my password, showing that we have access, right, as Jennifer. Well, that doesn't really show that we have access. Let me just go to my profile. Where's like, can I view profile? Okay, there we go. That's a good screenshot showing that we have access as Jennifer, I think. Make that a little bit smaller. Align to the left. Okay, now sweet, and we have access to the script console. With that information, I don't even know if this is the way in for sure, but we can try to decrypt the secret that we do have, just to see, hey, maybe, whoops, not that. Where's that Stack Overflow post I was looking at? Grab this, go here, drop that, style that, cat, credentials at XML, grab this secret right here, copy, oh. Maybe not. Is that an extra one? Otherwise, we can use a build and get RCE that way as well. I just want to try this. Satisfy my own curiosity. So I want it in here like that. Ooh. Or we have an SSH private key. Okay, let me just show quick for our notes. And we'll say all right, drop that over to here, and I like to also put like the sensitive files in my notes. So we will grab that SSH key. I keep clicking the wrong stuff. Yeah, that's fine. And who are our users? It's just the Jenkins user, right? That we might be able to SSH as, even though I didn't see any information. Was there any other user? Root, but I don't think it's root. No. Maybe that's a rabbit hole as well. Maybe we can use that key to like deploy. What? Wait. That's all it is? What? Guys, I was totally not expecting that. I was expecting that to be a lot more complicated. Hey, whatever. Whatever, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take our wins when they come. All right, so let's kind of retrace our steps, right? We found this. We very quickly found this file read, and we're able to read Etsy password. We read some of the documentation for Jenkins, and that's how we found like our master key and stuff, but that was apparently a rabbit hole. Although if we could have gotten that to work, that would have been another way to I'm assuming, get the credentials we needed. But apparently it was just a brute force attack, and I tried that on a whim. Like, even if, for those of you watching the YouTube video, you heard me when I saw it. When I saw the login and I had Jennifer, I was like, we could brute force her account, but I just wrote it off. I assumed like it's hack the box, I probably don't have to brute force, so I didn't do that. I didn't brute force right away. I fell into that rabbit hole of trying to decrypt the secrets, but this is the cool thing, guys. Rabbit holes are only bad if you don't learn something. In my rabbit hole I fell into, I learned some interesting things about decrypting the secrets manually, the way the master key and the Hudson util stuff works. So although I was in a rabbit hole, I learned, and the goal is to learn, right? And if you learn, hey, it's still a win, it's still a success. We logged in as Jennifer. I went to the script console. I decrypted that. I've seen this a lot of times on CTFs, this exact attack right here to decrypt stuff. It gave us an SSH key, and I was like, well, there's only two users. There's Jenkins, and there's root. It's not going to work for root. It didn't work for Jenkins, and just on the chance, I was like, let me try root and see if it works. And man, sure enough, it worked for root. Amazing. Let me go over to Hack the Box, and just so I can complete this machine, let me grab that flag, drop it in here, and we solved it. Say okay. You know, there was the rabbit hole there, but I'm still gonna say it's easy. The only reason it took me longer than 15 minutes is I fell into a strange rabbit hole. Let's go and look at Builder Hack the Box 0xDF. I like to look at his walkthroughs after I solve a machine. Also, look over at chat. Oh, Bottleneck say he did everything manually. Even spun up a local Docker Jenkins to understand how the directories work. The part that Metasploit script is that inside the user directories, Jennifer's arbitrary numbers is a blowfish key that holds her password. Oh, interesting. Yeah, but I just brute forced it. Sleepy Ninja said you can also pull an encrypted path somewhere in the Jenkins config files. And that was the credentials.xml. That's what I was trying to do. I had file read, so I tried to decrypt that, but it was just failing because I don't think I was getting the right password. Harshal said the brute force is unintended, actually. There was a way to extract the hash of Genesis or whatever works. Oh, so I did an unintended way. Cool. Well, I'll take it. Let's see what 0xDF says. So he's looking at the tech stack. Oh, so it was released to showcase this vulnerability, this file read vulnerability, right? Yep, and we have... And yeah, same thing I did. That's how I read user.txt. And hey, I even checked that. You saw early in the stream, I checked that same exact file. Oh, I didn't check users.xml. Ah, so if you check users.xml, there's a Jennifer in this long string which matches the Jennifer user on the site. And then she has a config, and that's the password hash. And then you crack it. Wow. So yeah, I totally bypassed the intended way, but if it works, it works, right? I got to root my own way. Very interesting. I see, like, with this being the intended path, I see why this is rated as a medium machine. Takes a little more work there, but hey, right, the whole name of this channel is Hack Smarter, right? When you have the opportunity, hack smarter, not harder, and just brute force that beast. I could brute force it in seconds and I had access. Even logged in, I can't directly access it. Conceal for confidentiality. Oh wow, so even recovering the SSH key, they did it in quite a roundabout way. I don't know, like, you have file read. You have full file read. You can just read all the files you need, like credentials.xml, and get the SSH key. Oh, so it's going to show two ways. Both of them abuse the setup. So via decrypt key, grab the base64 data, and use a script. So that's kind of what I did. Via pipeline SSH, you'll create a job, select pipeline. So then it's using a pipeline. Oh, is it going to echo the key out like the variable? I bet he's going to echo out the SSH key or something. Credentials 1. Oh, he's executing commands as root. And then he could just read the ID RSA. And then log in. Huh. Very cool. We found it in different ways. I'm always happy when I find an unintended path, just because it's like a different way of doing things than the official way. But that was a lot of fun. So big thank you to the Hack the Box team as usual for another fun machine. Glad it didn't take me forever to make my way through it. So thank you, Hack the Box, for the builder machine. Thank you. Was it Script Kid who recommended it, or Bottleneck? One of you guys recommended it. Whoever recommended the machine, thank you for recommending it. That was a fun one to go through the evening on. So thank you. And for those of you who joined with me doing it, whether you are watching it after the fact on YouTube, thank you for working through this machine with me. Hope you learned something. And for those of you watching live and working through it live, thank you as well for hanging out and doing some hacking with me. So for those of you watching this after the fact on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.